Okay, today I want to talk about certification and how certification has been operating. In 2013, the department had convinced the legislature and the administration that it needed changes, and it was willing to go to any lengths to get those changes. Therefore, these changes were submitted in a budget bill. That meant that people didn't get to participate. There was no transparency. There was no ability to offer better solutions. It was hidden. Now, one of the things that happened is that the department wanted more time to process and make determinations on certification applications. That's the license that's required from the state. So I will refer to it as a license. They had the time amount allowed to acknowledge that they had received the application to go from 15 days to 30 days. And then they wanted, instead of 45 days to process the application, they wanted another 15 days. So that was 60 days. So if everything went perfectly, you had a 90-day wait. If you're applying for a certification, you might be applying on a piece of property that you rent, and you're being required to pay rent on that property as a part of your investment to get going, but not knowing that you're going to get certified. Well, they got their wish, and then they immediately started to ignore their statutory obligation, and they went months and months without approving certifications. Worst case, I've heard a man was trying to get a scrapyard open and needed to do bottles and cans as a part of it, and they took over 6 months. He spent over $50,000 in rent and was never able to get going. That money was lost. It's not a way to treat business in California when they have to make an investment. And when you deliberately increase their costs, you reduce the opportunity, you reduce the frequency of people coming in to do business if they see an area that needs serving. Now, it's interesting that when the department was investigating a computer system, and that became DORIS. That was known as DORIS, Division of Recycling Integrated Information System. They said that the value of the system would be help them to certify people not in 45 days, but they could get it down to about 14, as I recall. It's in the deliverables of the proposal or the justification for the system. So they get the system that they want to allow them to do it faster, but then they want to take more time. Well, the regulations are fairly clear on what they're supposed to ask and what they're supposed to make their decisions on. But they've gone far, far beyond that. And right now, in just a case this week, a recycler was having his application delayed because they had considerations outside of what is in regulation. They're concerned about other things. For example, the department profiles Latinos. That's guilt by association. You're protected under the federal constitution. You're not seemingly protected under the state constitution. So if you're not protected, and if they think you know somebody that they don't like, and they decide to make that as a justification for denying you an application, then can you see how they've gone outside the law? It's called underground regulation. I'm hypersensitive to it. You got a situation where you're regulated, I can tell you fairly quickly whether it's underground or not. Now, the department decided what it wanted. It got what it wanted in SB 96. Got an opportunity to take longer. Then why can't they get the job done? Well, they can't get the job done because they have, number one, bad leadership, and they do not hold themselves to any standards. So here they have the extended time, and what are they doing with it? Well, one of the things that they're doing with it is incorporating opinions formed by the enforcement branch. Okay? So the enforcement branch, for all intents and purposes, it's like the movie Minority Report. They're trying to prevent violations before they happen. And maybe if you know somebody that we don't like, even though we can't verify who that person is or what they are or anything about them, if that's really their name, we don't know. But the department can make decisions based on that. And I know this from personal experience. I know it from a hearing in which the department lost that position, yet they still do it. To last week, recyclers called in to speak with an attorney. Now, why is the attorney questioning this recycler? What is it that they don't have in the application that they need, that they think they need an attorney involved? It's one of the reasons why the legal department's so big. They're getting involved in things that they have no need or right to get involved in. So, we know that the department has ideas. They find a way to implement those ideas, and it's against the wishes of the regulated. They get them hardwired in statute, and then they implement emergency regulations on top of that, which give you no opportunity to respond. And then they implemented a training and education system that went along with SB 96. And they made it very difficult, very burdensome. They limited the opportunities. They kicked people out that had no right to kick people out. I've had several occasions where owners of businesses sent their children and they were denied the right to take the class. Now, these are people who are responsible people within the business, family-run businesses. Why does CalRecycle's certification department believe that they can deny the people that are sent there to represent the business? Anyway, it's caused recyclers a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of discomfort, and it's just another example of the department running amok.